Were you a big NSYNC guy back in the day?
I
Or?
wouldn't call.
Want to sing a song for us?
I don't sing. No karaoke for me.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm not good at. But no, definitely wasn't an NSYNC fan, but definitely enjoy his company and picking his brain about
More of a Backstreet guy.
yeah
Yeah, more
98 degrees.
Backstreet. We can.
98 degree,
Ooh,
okay.
nice.
I know,
Put some Nick Lachey. We'll put that on the playlist
There
out
we
there
go.
for you guys.
My new walk up music now.
I'm Travis Miller, and welcome back to Fourball. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Annabel Angel. We've got two great guests with us from Smash GC, the captain, Brooks Koepka, and Jason Kokrak. How are you boys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you guys enjoying, the team format? I know you guys have been involved in a variety of team leagues with sports and just in golf in general, but just here with Liv, how are you seeing the team format come about? Has your approach changed week in and week out?
I don't think my approach changes any differently. It's nice playing practice rounds with, guys that you surround yourself with all the time and taking part in a team. So I'm enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. I'm definitely the most out of the team aspect for sure. Being out of college was the last kind of team thing that I was involved in. But I've had a blast doing it. It's definitely different, not a different preparation, but you look at how you're playing, you look at the team leaderboard a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting, right? There's a lot more. For me, it's a lot more like the business side, right? The meetings and all this other stuff. I've learned a lot, especially over the last, since this whole thing started, pretty much a year ago from I think my first event in Portland. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. There's been a lot of learning lessons, a lot of good times, and it's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy, like Jay said, I end up looking at the team leaderboard just to see where we're at team wise, way more than I care about the individual side.
Yeah.
Which is something I don't know. I didn't. Right, it's difficult. We're groomed to think golf is this individual sport, but then you throw the whole team aspect into it, and I think it's what makes it fun, right? There's so much we can do with it, team wise, and where it can go in the future will be quite interesting.
And you guys have a great team, obviously, with yourselves included and your brother Chase and Matt Wolf. I feel like Team Smash is up there.
Yeah,
almost.
I'll be honest. I think we've underachieved a lot. I think Jay. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I mean he's turned that corner where he started to play a lot better over the last four events. Maybe
Yeah.
you can start to see it. It was, I mean,
fighting off some
driver. Yeah, I was gonna say he had a driver issue. I don't want to say an issue, but it was just finding the right fit, right? It's difficult. I think there was one head that broke, and you get a club and you love that club and you just want to stick with it for a while. So once he found a driver that's been pretty consistent for him, I think you can see that he's playing a lot better. And I guess we've been kind of leading the charge. My brother needs to play a little better. He knows that. Nothing we don't know, but yeah, it's 6 more events, so a lot can change.
A lot of golf left for sure. So talk a little bit off the course. Like, what do you guys do to escape from golf? I mean, there's so much that goes into it outside of just tournament play that the general fan doesn't realize how much time you spend out on the course, grinding and practicing. But when you step off the course, what do you do to kind of clear your head? What kind of hobbies do you guys get into?
Me, I mean, I love to go out on the boat. Love if I'm back home, just get out in the water. Haven't been as much lately, but that'd be an ideal situation.
Too busy winning.
Yeah. It's been a lot of golf as of lately, and a lot of sporting events, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, usually it's just just relaxing outside. I mean, Florida's so great. It's great weather, especially now during the summer. It's quite just go on vacation too. I think that's one thing that we travel so much. When you get kind of an off week, sometimes you just want to be home, and if you get a week, 2 weeks off, you're like, you know what, you used to traveling and just want to get away, go to a place you love. Yeah, anywhere beachy for me.
Yep. Florida, beachy, got on the water, and then we go to Ohio.
Yeah, I'm up there. I'm up there a little different than Cleveland. I had a boat for a couple of years, and I enjoyed that a lot, but I just didn't get the use out of it. But most of my time and effort is around my kids and my family now. My kids are starting to play sports and, going to the pool, hanging out, doing whatever they want to do. They definitely like going to the driving range, but it's only for about a half hour, and then they're, all right, Dad, let's go to the pool. So that's most of my time. But my buddies are golf nuts, and they love to go play, and they want me to go play with them. So a little bit of fun golf involved, but a lot of family time.
Do you have any passion projects?
I'm a sneakerhead, so I got a crap ton of shoes. I'd say, I don't know, I got rid of probably 200-300 of them already. Yeah, I've got probably, I would say overall, maybe 650 a sneakerhead. Yeah.
And only 2 feet. What a
When you
shame.
say
I know,
when you say
right?
get rid of them, like these are people like in your circle of friends.
Yeah,
or
I just give
whatever?
them to my boys, or honestly, the guy that washes my cars wears the same size, so I usually just give him a bunch of them, and
Oh, he loves
just give
that.
them to anybody that's wearing an 11,
Yeah.
wear them a few times and give them away. So
Too bad for me.
it's I don't know, it's quite fun. It's a hobby for me, right? Like even, I mean, I buy them all, so it's fun trying to collect some of the rare ones, and some shoes are hard to find. It makes it quite difficult, but it's fun.
Have you got like a shoe wall similar to
Yeah,
Alvarez?
I've got my whole office is I think Jay's seen it.
Yeah.
My whole office is is basically dedicated to shoes. I think there's probably 250 in my office, which is pretty cool. And then my closet probably has another, I don't know, 350, and then there's probably another 100 just kind of up in the storage area upstairs.
I can see why you gave away a couple hundred.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's really, I think now over the last year, it's instead of just, I don't want to say it's all just like the basic shoes, but like really trying to find like the collector's ones. It's pretty cool.
No, it's pretty cool to see. I mean, obviously talk to some guys that are more and more into it and seeing how rare they are, and I mean, obviously just different colorways and everything. It's cool to see.
I mean, they come out with what, I don't know, like it seems like 3-4 shoes every month. So, yeah, you find some interesting ones. I mean, there's, I don't know, probably about 40 or 50 that I still really want. I just haven't been able to find them yet.
They are
in
hard
my
to
size
find.
that aren't worn. Yeah, it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
I've noticed the shoe game within Live has elevated this year. I don't know whether you've noticed, but even
I wonder why.
The execs up, but like everyone is wearing. I hadn't thought of that. I just thought everyone was at like competition.
Honestly, I've seen me and Pat talk a lot. I mean, for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, a lot about shoes because he's enjoyed it, and I've seen his collection. It's quite interesting. But yeah, I'd say now everyone's definitely elevated
like
it a little bit.
it's now like, oh, is yours custom though? You know, that's the next level.
Yeah,
I see
was gonna
Phil's
say,
got some good custom.
once you get shoe surgeon involved and all this other stuff, it gets pretty
It's
wild.
getting out of hand over here.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you one question before we move to the next member of the Fourball. Everyone has ups and downs. It's just in their level of interest, how well you're playing, or whatever it is. But coming into Live and just the different format, the new dynamic of it, and just kind of obviously changing the landscape of golf this last year. I mean, has that helped rejuvenate you guys into your passion for golf and just where you're at? I mean, how has that changed your mindset whatsoever?
Well, it's changed mine, I wouldn't call it dramatically, but I mean, it still is an individual sport, but you got 3 other teammates that, you're playing for, and you're trying to do obviously your best, but you're preparing probably a little bit more because, you're trying to help the team as much as possible. So I think it's rejuvenated me. I've seen how much he puts into it in the gym and on the range and everywhere else. I got in the gym this off season and changed my body and changed my my mindset a little bit more. So I definitely feel a lot more re-energized for Live Golf and what we've been doing as a team.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for me, I think it's just a little bit different. It's finally having an off season, right? I mean, pretty much when I signed, I was still had some issues with my knee and didn't have the time to actually, right? When it just goes, it's a wraparound. You always feel like you're missing something, and that's the last thing you want to do. And that's on me at the end of the day. But I didn't take the proper time, and having an off season, able to figure it out, get healthy again, and have no problems. And then from there, it's just about breaking all those bad habits that you create from when I was hurt. So it's this whole the way Live Golf is scheduled, the whole way the season's set up. It's I think it's perfect, right? You roll into the majors, you're not as tired as these other guys when they're playing 4 days. There's a whole bunch of advantages I think that we have out here, and I think it's been pretty special.
Yeah, it's great for the viewer too, I think, because like with football, I love NFL football, and I hate when the season's over, but it's nice to step away from something and then like look forward to seeing my favorite players back out there. And so from a viewership perspective, it's nice to take a step away. Whereas it's like every week there's something new going on, it kind of loses a little bit of its luster.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like you said, you don't miss it till it's gone, right? Pretty simple.
Yeah.
So let's move into the structure. There's two of you guys today, so we'll do both at the same time. We are asking you your dream Fourball. The first person is obviously yourselves, we've covered. Second person is someone that you just love. You love hanging out with them, love playing golf with them, and you've got to have them in your dream Fourball. Who's it going to be?
For me, I'd probably say my brother. Like, I mean, it's been pretty cool to get to play with him over the last year. Basically, practice rounds. Played, I think, one tournament round with him, which is pretty cool for me. I don't know if it was for him or not, but like, makes it fun. Like, I enjoy it, right? Like, you can't. I mean, you grow up dreaming. You're like, man, this would be kind of cool to be able to make it a family thing and play with your brother. And I mean, what are the odds that we both actually make it as professional golfers, and to be able to be out here is pretty cool.
Very cool. My brother and I don't live in the same area, so he lives in Chicago and I live in Cleveland. But my cousin and I, Jimmy, we play a lot of golf together, and we have a lot of enjoyment on the golf course together. So I'd have to say Jimmy, because I get the most time on the golf course with him.
What's Jimmy's golf game like?
Jimmy, he was about a 15 or 16 2 years ago. He's also using all of my old equipment, and he plays we'll call it a slice. And I
Probably
play
not
a
the right
draw,
clubs for
so mine's anti-right, or anti-left, excuse me, and he hits everything right. So he struggles a little bit, but he was a 16 2 years ago. Now he just dropped to sub-5, so he's about a 4.5. So he's getting there. He plays a lot more golf with his buddies and plays a lot with me. So he's picking up a couple of things off of me. At least he listens sometimes.
I take it you guys are late, like when you get to play with Chase or your boys just at home, a lot of music on the course, just very relaxed, I imagine, correct?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I always got the music.
Betting.
My the country club, the board members get mad at me for some of the music and how loud I play it on the golf cart, but we definitely have a lot of fun. A few drinks, definitely a cigar, and definitely some music.
It's the only way to do it, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what makes this so great. You know, bring people that haven't quite gone to a golf event and they see this and they're like, wow, so there's loud music playing even on the tee boxes. You get to watch all the golf within a short period of time. You don't have to come here at 7 to catch your favorite player, and then maybe there's another player you're going to watch at 3. Like, it's just jam-packed. It makes it exciting. It's bringing more people into the sport, which is great.
That's what I think you can start to see, like a little bit of the shift, right? In golf, where it's been very stuffy, very buttoned up, and now everything's starting to be laid back, right? You get the music going here, like you said, and it's what people want when they're playing. You know what I mean? Back home at their place or wherever they play golf, it's, you know, bringing it out to the professional side. I think it's pretty cool.
Have you guys had a say in like the playlist and what goes on out there, really, or?
I thought the playlist was getting a little stale there for the first maybe 5 or 6 events I played last year, so they're starting to add more and more. And you kind of get a little bit of a vibe depending on where we're at in the world. They're playing a little bit more local music, so it's been a little more fun.
It's the same songs on repeat every day. Do you notice that?
Maybe you're just here too often.
Maybe that. I've noticed that a little bit. That's why I asked the questions. You know, it's like 30 songs every day. It's like, you know what's going to be playing when you're warming up. You know,
One song I always hear, and I'm like, it's you again.
Yeah. Yep.
Same one about 2 minutes before we tee off. Same one every time. So
Yeah, for the American events, they have the same songs with the Frog X parachute guys coming in.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah, for sure.
So growing up, you and Chase have always been really competitive, play other sports, but what's it been like growing up with golf? Like, you guys both pick up golf at a very early age?
Yeah, pretty young. My dad played. He loved to play when we were growing up. I think it was one of those things that kind of brought us all together, right? My stepmom played a little bit. My mom never played, but just a way. I mean, right? It's like anything when you're doing business. It's a way to get somebody out there for. I mean, as kids, you're not going to keep them out there for 4 or 5 hours,
course
but
not.
like you can keep them out there for a good chunk of change. And you know, we did it for 2-3 hours, and then you know, the older we got, the more we fell in love with it, the more we enjoyed it. And you know, we don't get to do it too much anymore, just because schedules are a little bit different. Even though we're still playing out here,
Yeah.
where the whole family can get out and go play, but we do. It makes it special.
What's the competition like between you and your brother?
Honestly, I'm terrible when I'm not playing competitive golf. I think I'm lucky to break par sometimes. I'll be honest, it's very laid back, very chill, and I struggle. If I can't focus, I can't play golf. So,
Really? So
yeah, if you catch me on like a normal day, like yeah, there's probably a good chance you're gonna beat my butt with some shots.
I'm exactly the same way. Like all my buddies expect me to play to a plus, 6, +8, and shoot 62 every time around my home track. I'm like, well, I've got a cigar in my mouth and listening to music. I'm paying more attention to my buddies and giving them lessons and tips than I am to my own game. So I'm having more fun on the golf course. I'm really not, as you said, paying attention and focusing on the golf. So it's definitely a little bit different vibe.
Well, you guys deserve to switch off. What is it though that gets you focused?
I mean, I think the bigger the event, the more pressure, more people watching. I just like it when when it feels like more eyes are on you. And it's tough, right? Like I kind of felt like I struggled in COVID just because there's nobody out there, no atmosphere. Like I enjoy the rowdiness. Like you get a bunch of people on a par 3. I feel like I don't know, there's something in there that just gets me dialed in. But yeah, if there's nobody out there, I struggle.
Yeah, I mean it's a much more fun atmosphere to play with, people around. It doesn't matter if there's 30 people or 20,000 people around the green, but coming out to an event, it's definitely a different type of focus. I mean, you got your own routines, warming up for hour and 5 minutes before, putting for a specific amount of time, warming up. It's just definitely a different vibe, and it helps you focus a lot more than just going out there and clubs out of the trunk straight on the cart to the first tee.
Okay, we'll go into the next member of the Fourball. Is someone you admire as a master of their craft?
For me, I know he was just getting into golf right before he died, Virgil, Abloh. I had a little bit of a relationship with him, and I thought he was just so, I guess, ahead of his time, so creative, so driven and passionate about everything that he did. And I think, you look at everything that he's done, from Off-White to LVMH, all that stuff. So it's been pretty cool what he's been able to do in the fashion world. And, it's a shame he passed away.
Yeah, for me, a buddy of mine that I met a few years ago, he watched me win my first event out in Vegas. Mark Stone just won his first Stanley Cup. Watched him with injuries, I watched him with injuries too. So it's just, it's awesome to see him come back and play the way he did in the Stanley Cup final. Been a longtime friend, and it's awesome to see such a high level of hockey being played at to win his cup, the first cup, and bring one to Vegas. So it's awesome to see, and I think he might hit it further than I do, but
He's pretty tall.
It's fun to, yeah, he is tall. We were both about 6'4", and he pounds the golf ball. So I told him, I was like, no more swinging drivers as hard as me. So let's keep you healthy, so we keep you on the ice. But it's amazing to watch him play and then come out and just hang and play some golf. So it's
Told him he didn't have to do my Panthers like that, man. Killing me.
Waxed you guys.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Sorry. Next year. There's always next year, right?
Yeah.
Always next
What
year.
the loser says.
Yeah.
So you guys play a lot of golf together, then I take it.
Whenever we go out to Vegas, he's been the last couple times I've been out, he's been kind of hurt and really not supposed to be around golf. But the last time I was out, we missed each other. But most of the time we keep in touch, and a lot of messages, and give each other a call, and it's fun to play golf with him. A couple of his other teammates are pretty good too. So it's fun to see those guys in a different atmosphere off the ice. Especially on the golf course, having a little bit of fun.
Typically, anytime you're around hockey guys, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, for
pretty
sure.
rowdy group.
I think they're still having a good time right now. Sorry, BK.
They should. Hey.
Yeah. So you wore some Off-Whites in a major a few years back. So your relationship with Virgil, kind of walk us through how that came about. And
Yeah, so actually, I didn't have a relationship with him when I wore the shoes. I think it was a tour championship back in 18. I had a buddy that was working with Nike on kind of the I guess you could say the fashion side of it. A bunch of the collabs, and we kind of, to be honest with you, we kind of went behind everybody's back and just kind of we made them. We knew what we were doing. We were excited. Honestly, I thought it was awesome. To be honest with you, I don't even wear black shoes.
yeah,
So that was I think the first and only time I've ever worn black shoes.
really, okay.
But yeah, I mean I had to wear them. I just thought they were kind of transitioning that fashion world to golf. There's not really much of that's going on, or it wasn't going on at the moment. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And then he reached out right after, and we kind of built a relationship, texting back and forth, having some interesting talks. And I mean, he's one of the greats. So I think it was pretty cool.
Extremely talented guy. He was getting into golf shortly after that, getting out playing. And
Yeah, that's what he always told me. He said he wanted to come play. We were gonna try to play around. We didn't actually set one up, but we talked about it a little bit, and I think it was something where he was very intrigued by. I don't know if I had any part in that or not, but it's kind of cool. I'll just think I did and make myself feel good, right?
I had never heard of Off-White. I mean, I'm not tied so much to fashion as others, but I remember when you put those shoes on, and like everyone was buzzing about it, and I started diving into about him, everything about it. I was just like, wow, this guy's extremely talented. Exactly what you said, way ahead of his time, and just started seeing more and more of it. And you see so much has changed in fashion and golf over the last few years too. So get a big hand in that. So
yeah, it's I don't think I have anything to do with it, but yeah, no, it's been pretty cool to see what he's been able to do and all the different collabs and things like that. It's neat.
Final person joining your Fourball is a celebrity of your choice.
Celebrity. I think I would go Kobe Bryant, right? That was one guy I've always looked up to, idolized when I was growing up, and it was a shame. I think probably about I think I was going to be out in LA about 2 weeks after he passed, and I think we were supposed to try to do something. Nike was going to set it up, and it's a shame, right? I idolized the guy so much, and I just felt that the way he worked and went about things was pretty cool, like the whole Mamba mentality thing. And he very driven, very gifted, and I mean, you got to be right to be as good as you are, or he was.
Yeah, that's definitely devastating what happened.
Definitely. I mean, it was a shock. I remember exactly where I was at, Torrey Pines, walking off the golf course, and you're just like in complete shock, you know. So that's a good one. For me, a guy that's fairly talented. I've played golf with him quite a few times. Definitely has some fun on the golf course. Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Met through him through a mutual friend, actually my swing coach, his swing coach, and catch up in Vegas every once in a while. It's fun to watch somebody so good at something like that, like a megastar, superstar, you know, globally, and you know, just to see him perform and then watch him come out to a golf course and, you know, not be comfortable with, you know, some of the stuff and try to teach him a thing or two is a lot of fun for me.
He plays to pretty low handicap too. He's pretty passionate about golf.
I'll tell you what, he when he plays consistently, he's definitely a great player. Hits it really nice. Better than you think he might, but it's he's a solid player.
Were you a big NSYNC guy back in the day?
I wouldn't call him.
Want to sing a song for us?
I don't sing. No karaoke for me.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm not good at. But no, definitely wasn't an NSYNC fan, but definitely enjoy his company and, you know, picking his brain about
More of a Backstreet guy.
Yeah.
More
98
Backstreet. We can.
98 guy.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
I know.
Put some Nick Lachey. We'll put that on the playlist.
There we go.
For you
You know,
guys.
my new walk-up music now.
I think it'd be cool to play with Kobe though. I mean, just the guy's mindset and just who he was. People who I've known that have crossed paths with him, just like was always around, like Pelican. I think he lived pretty close to where the Pelican courses are in California, and just, I mean, it'd be incredible to throw him in the Fourball and play with him and just see how he's. I mean, I don't know what his golf game was like, but
Trash talking too.
Yeah.
Like he'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
Probably pretty good trash talker.
I'd say he would have had no problem doing that. Yeah, I think it would have been cool. Kind get him out of his comfort zone a little bit too. You know, I think that would have been cool. But the trash talk and the just to learn a lot and how he thinks about things, how he goes about things would have been really interesting just to see how you can kind of convert that to golf or my life.
Mm-hmm. You guys get to play with a lot of athletes and celebrities and pro-ams and stuff over the years. Like, I know some of like most of them are like elite at their level in their sport, and you get to see them just out of their comfort zone, like you said, on the golf course. Yeah. Golf is extremely hard. it's, I mean, it's unbelievable how good you guys are and the shots you can pull off. But how interesting is it to you to see like the most elite athletes in the world pick up a golf club? Like I think I saw LeBron at Top Golf.
Yeah,
and that swing was tough to watch.
Yeah. Some of them.
I feel like basketball is like a hard transition into golf. You know, the guys are just so tall, so lanky. I mean, huge. I mean, it's just not. It doesn't match. I don't think.
Yeah, it's tough. I think a lot of them even picked it up just from the whole COVID break down in Orlando. I think that's where most of them. I won't say most of them started playing, but I know they definitely got more involved in the game. I know Tatum plays a lot. There's a bunch of guys that play in the league, so it's quite interesting. The baseball guys and hockey guys seem to be able to crush the ball, right? I mean, it's just natural. Baseball, hockey, you got to turn on it, and they just send it wherever they hit it. It's just, it goes a mile. They just have no idea where it goes. Football's a little bit more interesting. You see, I mean, the guys are so big, too, at the end of the day. Like, it's hard to be able to
can't even turn,
move, do all this stuff. So, and it's tough. When you watch them play, you definitely know that they play football. It's quite interesting. It's funny.
My first part of the foursome, Jimmy, he played football in college, and he's a large human, and you know everything for him is kind of this way going, and so his shoulder mobility is just not there. It is better now, but I mean when he first started playing, it's different. It's just a completely different, you know, set of muscles to go at. But yeah, you can definitely tell the sport that these guys play coming out to a golf course.
We had a couple of the England cricket stars out hitting, and they had some driver off deck, so they were doing into the wind, and first one I saw went 320 into the wind. I mean, these guys just smack it. Yeah. So, but I mean,
it's impressive to watch.
Yeah, it really is impressive to watch. You played baseball, so did you ever have any issues with your swing with golf, like mixing baseball swing, golf swing? Never?
No, I don't think so. It's one of those things where, I don't know, they're both rotational, so you can kind of get away with it a little bit. Both got to drive off your right leg. For me, you know, I wasn't hitting left-handed, so still being able to move. I found it quite, I don't want to say easier, but it definitely helped me because anybody knows that plays golf, you take a month off from playing and you come back and you're like, man, just get on the putting green, putting for like 20 minutes. You're like, my back's a little stiff right now or whatever it is. Yeah. Like, get tired from bending over. You got to be in golf shape.
Yeah.
Like no matter how much, even going back to these guys, football, you know, great shape. And then you watch them and they're like, man,
elite
sore.
Yeah.
Sore the next day. I'm like, dude, I know, trust me. I feel your pain, so I get it.
You guys are out there a lot more than people think. I mean, before I started coming around events and stuff, you see you on the TV and you're playing tournament rounds and you think that that's kind of what it is. But you fly from one event to the other and you're out practicing, then you go straight to the range, beat up a bunch of balls, then you go putt. It's like, it's your job. You know, you put a lot of time into it.
I don't think people realize how much time and effort, you know, all of us put into the sport. You know, it's not just a 2 or 3 days a week. It's Monday to Sunday every week. I mean, you know, Monday could be kind of a semi day off, but you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is kind of, you know, your practice time on the golf course, and then normally Thursday is a start up for us, but you know, you play in the pro-am, and you know, Friday's when the lights turn on. So,
well, to round up your fourballs, Brooks, you have yourself, Chase Koepka, Virgil Abloh, and Kobe Bryant. Yep. Jason, you have yourself, cousin Jimmy.
Yep.
Mark Stone.
Mark Stone.
And Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
Two very different, eclectic, and wonderful fourballs. My question is, where do you want to play and in what conditions?
Ooh, that's actually a fantastic question. I don't know where I'd like to play. I love playing Riviera. That's one of my favorite golf courses.
It's tough.
I feel like you almost have to play yours in Vegas somewhere.
We'll probably have to go to Shadow. I think so.
Yeah.
Seems to be a trend. Yeah, maybe Shadow Creek might be
Get cousin Jimmy to come out to Vegas with you boys.
He's always been bugging me to play Shadow Creek. I said, you know, maybe we'll get you out there one day.
For me, it'd be St. Andrews. I love that place. I think it's so cool. Love links golf. I think it's the home of golf, right? So I think there'd be no better place.
What conditions are you going to pick? That's a easy one.
I'd say maybe a little bit windy. Definitely not raining. Definitely not raining. I don't want to.
Yeah, you
have
can
to
pretty
play
much
in the rain.
50 and raining. Is
Yeah,
not ideal.
I'll take blowing 20. It makes. I mean, that golf course gets interesting. I think when it's blowing 20, 25.
You don't want to make it too easy.
Yeah,
you know.
no.
That's kind of part of the fun about playing there too, is to being creative in the wind, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely played the place plenty of times, and I'm like, why the hell is that bunker there? And then all of a sudden you play it the next day, and the wind's in a direction, and you're in the bunker, and you're like, that makes all the sense
There we
in the
go.
world. You're like, I got it now.
Very fun golf course
Yeah.
to play.
Do you have a favorite golf course?
I wouldn't say I have a singular favorite. I get that
I love
question.
them all.
I don't love them all, that's definitely for sure. And they definitely don't love me either. But yeah, everybody's got, top 5, top 10 golf courses.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, good luck the rest of the way, boys. Appreciate your time as always.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
folks.
you.
Thank you.